What's going on YouTube? So it's actually a Wednesday. Doesn't mean I'm gonna be dropping videos on Wednesdays, but I have a video for you and I gotta drop it right now because why not? So happy Wednesday to you if you're looking at it on the first day, which is Wednesday. And I wanna bring this to you because this is really important to understand whenever you're looking to purchase a home. You need to understand the difference between your net income and your gross income. Those two are not the same. So let me go ahead and break that down for you because I want you to understand what you can really afford versus what you're pre-approved for. Yeah, got to be the bearer of bad news, but stay tuned, man. Hold on one second. All right, so before we start, please hit the like button just to help me out with the stupid YouTube algorithm, all that crazy, foolish junk. If you enjoy what I do, please subscribe because it definitely helps me out to be seen by more people, especially out here in Arizona. Once I get licensed in more places, man, I'll definitely need more subscribers, more like all of that. But let's get it started, right? So gross is not your net. I really didn't pay much attention to that until I started purchasing homes. And as you guys know, I'm going on my third one, but I look at it more now than I ever did before. Your gross income is, let me just go to the definition. Let me not even try to explain it too far. The definition means gross income refers to the total earnings that a person receives before paying taxes and or deductions. Any deductions, it doesn't matter what it is. That's literally your salary, right? And when I refer to things, I'm gonna be referring to my own salary. So my salary is 50,000. It's 51, not like it's much better, but 50,000 at my 9 to 5 job. So at my 9 to 5 job, I make $50,000 gross. Is that what I'm bringing in? Absolutely not. So the quick definition or the Shamrock definition of gross income is this is the money that you see salary wise. This is, hey, we want to bring you on board. We're going to offer you a $50,000 salary. Do you want it? Heck yeah, I want $50,000. Or we're going to offer you $1 million salary. Do you want it? Heck yeah, I want $1 million. That's not what you're really going to bring in. But your home approval is based off of your gross. So that huge number is very important when it comes to getting approved for a loan. So that $50,000 is going to possibly get you approved. Now, disclaimer, there's a lot of other factors that fall into your approval, but they're not looking at your net income. They're looking at your gross. So I'm just only speaking about gross, not speaking about debt to income, different things like that. All I'm speaking about is gross and net. So that is a disclaimer. I am not a lender. I am a realtor. But your pre-approval is based off of your gross income. So I want you to know that part. And I also want you to know the difference between net income and gross. So net income definition is, it is calculated as revenues minus expenses, interest, and taxes. Also known as net income also represents an individual's total earnings or pre-tax earnings after factoring deductions, taxes, and gross income. Completely a whole different language to me. So Shamrock's definition is, this is the money that you get after paying everything. All right. So now let's go back to my example again. My salary is $50,000. I make $50,000 salary wise. That's not what I bring home. So after all the deductions and things like that, I think my check should be 1,900 and something. Let's just round it down to 1,900. After I pay my medical, dental, my vision, my retirement, my taxes, my 401k, TSP, child support, I owe somebody's granddaddy, I got to buy 1 million solo cups. After I pay all of that stuff, right? And I got to have Yeezys. So anybody that follows me on IG, all of that stuff, Shamrock 7504, I buy 100 million Yeezys. Just because I resell it, man. Got to make money. But, all of that is a deduction. So your actual money that you take from that is now your net income. So out of that, I get $1,054. It is what it is, man. I get $2,100 a month. That's what I have to figure out how to live on. So let's go ahead and calculate that real quick, all right? Yes, I had to go and use a freaking calculator. I don't care. So that calculation is actually going to be $27,400. It's a little bit more than that, but let's just say $27,000. But that's crazy though, because your gross income was just $50,000, right? Your salary, and that's what you're approved on. So based on that $50,000, I can buy something beautiful. So let's say we buy a $300,000 home, and that $300,000 home, the payments are, let's say $1,500. Now, based on my gross, I can afford it. But when I just calculated, I make $27,000 a year, and each paycheck is $1,054. So you're telling me I legit cannot afford this off of one paycheck. This may not be the right move, because the only thing that's going to be left in my pocket is $5,000. I mean, not $5,000, excuse me. No, I wish. $500 to $600 after paying my mortgage. You got to remember, you have so many more expenses. I'm not going to go over the expenses because each person is going to have different expenses, but there's way more than $600 worth of expenses if you have a family. Even if you're by yourself, if you're paying a car, if you're paying insurance, if all of these things come into play. So I'm making this video. Please hit the like button if you made it this far already. But I'm making this video just to get people to understand, when you're going to purchase a home, your money shouldn't be based on your gross. Yes, the pre-approval should, because that's a benefit for you. But please remember, the money that you actually bring in is not your gross income. The money that you actually bring in is what's going to be paying the bill. And so factor that in when you're thinking about making those payments. If I only made $2,000, let's say $2,100, right, a month, I wouldn't be able to afford much of anything. Now, one of my homes is $1,100 a month. It's $1,154. So I can actually purchase that home, and I'll have about $800-900 to live off of, maybe $1,000 to live off of, but it's going to really stretch you thin. So for me, I have multiple incomes, so I'm not stretched thin. But for the average Joe, usually it's just a one job, and then that's it. You don't have the opportunity to have 2, 3, 4 incomes unless you position yourself different. It's 2022, so it's a good time to position yourself into a greater future. So please, if you can, put yourself in a better position to grow and to become financially available for a greater future, man. I love it. But I just really want you guys to know, think a little bit smarter whenever you're making your purchase. Don't overdo it when it comes to expenses, especially when it's a home. You don't want to be house poor. When you're house poor, you got those $1,500 payments and you're only making $2,000. You're 100% house poor, unless you put in the house hack. Then it's a little bit different. So think smarter. It's 2022, man. I love each and every one of you guys, and I appreciate you. Please keep going, push forward, make more money, be successful, man. I love you guys. Peace out.